What's up guys? We're back to do another e-bike review. Like the Vengeance so much that I've gone out and bought another one for the missus. This is the Carerra Crossfire Hybrid. Let's take a look at it, shall we? One thing to note is that if you are getting on the bike after 24 hours of it being unused, then you will need to press the battery start button there, which will light up and show you how much power you have in the battery, before you go and switch on the head display. Because if you don't, then you keep pressing that button for 10 minutes and nothing will happen. Like I've been doing. Okay, let's start with the brains of the beast, shall we? There's the controller. Switch on at the top there, hold the power button down, and that's the display you'll see. On the top row there is the battery meter. It says it's got 1 bar left. Distance trip is a total that we have done in the last trip, which is 35.6. Now if you want to reset the trip, if you press the minus button and the I button and hold it down together, it should, according to the book, change the trip. And it hasn't. Oh yes it has. Take your finger off it and there it goes. So at the moment we are showing it in miles per hour. If you want to change it back to kilometers, just keep your finger on that button for about 5 seconds when it's in this mode, in the distance mode, and there it goes. It now goes to 53 kilometers. The head unit is removable by just pushing down on that clip there. The unit will slide off just like that, and to put it back, just slide it back in and lock it into position. There is also a USB connector. Actually it's not a standard USB connector, but I'll have a look into that and see if we can find out. There's a little cover that goes on there which keeps it protected, but allegedly you can charge your smartphone from there, or your GoPro even, if you've got one on with you. That is the speed. Obviously we're stationary, 0 miles per hour, and here are the modes, the power modes. You'll notice that there are 4. They are controlled by these buttons here, down and up. So if we go down, I'll see that we're now no mode at all, so that's just normal pedal power. Hit that plus button and we go to Eco, up again, Tour. Eco is around 25%, Tour 50%, Climb 75%, and Sport 100% assist. There is also a bar that travels up down the meter there. We'll see that when we're actually out on the thing. That shows you the power that's been taken from the battery. We see the display in miles per hour rather than kilometers. This little bar here that goes up and down just shows you, when I pedal harder, shows you how much power you're using from the battery. So if we put it up a little bit, up to a higher mode, you see the bar goes up. That just shows you what you're taking out of the battery. This button here is to go through the different modes on the actual display. Tap it once and you'll see we have an actual percentage reading of the battery level, which is 11%. Tap it again, that's the distance total. If you keep your finger on that button for a few seconds, that's when it changes to kilometers rather than miles per hour. Just keep it on for 5 seconds and it will change. So now we're showing 57 kilometers, which is the distance total. This button here is for the light on the actual display. You see the light there at the top? Press it and it comes on and it goes off. That's that little button there. The button on the side there is the same as what's on the Vengeance. Keep your finger on it and that will give you, here we go, give you the walk mode. Not while it's on in the stand though. Right, let's take a closer look of the features on this bike. As you can see, this is the ladies' frame. They're available in, I believe, 16, 18 and 20 for ladies, 17, 19 and 21 inch for gents. But this one I can ride fine, and this is a 16 inch and I've just raised the saddle up a little bit and I'm comfortable on it. Front suspension, not quite as powerful. Oops, let's get that up in the right position. Front suspension forks, not quite the same as the Vengeance because this is a hybrid, but still reasonably good on the bumpy tracks. Down to the brakes, and again disc brakes, but this time a big improvement is the actual caliper, which is, unlike the Vengeance which has cable, this one is hydraulic, so there's plenty of stopping power there. Gears are the same as the Vengeance, up and down, and there are 8-speed Shimano gears, which I think is enough for this kind of bike. Battery was exactly the same as the Vengeance, which is a great asset because it does mean that I can actually interchange them with mine, which gives me sort of a spare battery. And judging how much the batteries cost, at £300 or £400, then it's almost worth buying another bike just for that. There's the rear hub, same power unit as the Vengeance, and of course this mod does have a stand, which is very handy. And rear brakes, obviously, again hydraulic. Mud guards are aftermarket specials from Halfords, not standard. Not fitted as standard. To release the battery, simply just insert the key, twist it and push out the battery like that, and you can remove it from the casing, as simple as that. It's compatible with the Vengeance battery. Let's try and put this one back in. So we go like that from the other side. Slot the battery in, slide it, and it locks into position. And there is the different battery. Let's put on the power unit and see what that should actually give me a different reading on the battery. Let's see if we can do it on here. Yes, you see 23%. The other one was 11%. So it's registered the new battery without any problem. One of the many differences between this and the Vengeance is the battery is a more powerful battery. This one, as you can see, is just 8.8 amps against the Crossfire, which is 11 35.6. Now that, according to the book, gives you 100 kilometers, 60 miles on the flat. Don't forget, on the flat, no hills involved. And the Vengeance one gives you approximately 40 miles, but that on my test I got about 23, and we were down to the last dregs of the battery. So you've got to really be circumspect when it comes to believing what they say. Of course, one thing that everyone asks is how far can we get on one charge? Well, if we have a look at this, we've done 35.6 miles, and if we look at what the battery level is, it's 11% left. So you do the maths, but obviously it's nowhere near 60 miles as they claim. If you read in the book, up to 60 miles, but of course that is just on the flat in Holland. When you're going up and down hills in the Peak District in South Yorkshire, then it's quite a different story. First thing you notice is the even more lightness of the steering. Takes a little bit of getting used to compared to the Vengeance, but very easy to manoeuvre. And of course we've got the 4 power modes and a more powerful battery, which does seem more responsive than the Vengeance. So gears are the same number, same make. Of course, again, the big difference is the display that we have. Okay, so we're in Tour, coping very nicely with this medium hill. So if you want to increase the pedal power a little bit, see, yeah, that's quite good. Of course, we have the much thinner tyres with the hybrid, which allows for the easier manoeuvrability, but of course we've lost that on the suspension, which we no doubt will find out when we go over a few little trails shortly. If you're going to leave it in the 3rd power mode and you're just going to cruise up a hill, not a lot of point. But if you want to pedal in this mode, in the climb mode, then wow, does it really give you some power. So likewise, if you want to come down to Tour, then that's okay for getting up there. So let's see how we get on. Come down a gear, I think. Oh, so yeah, doesn't quite handle. I think we might need to go up a mode. Doesn't quite handle the bumps as well as the Vengeance, but not too. I think this bike really encourages you to use more of your own pedal power. It doesn't give you the sort of assist that the Vengeance does, which is perhaps too easy. This one makes you want to work a little bit. As now I'm beginning to feel this. Okay, I can drop down a gear, but I'm still in eco mode, so these buttons are very, very handy to change up and down, much better than the Vengeance. And of course, and look, if you really pedal, then it seems to kick in that power. But if you're really easy on the pedaling, then it hardly goes anywhere. It will get you up there, but quite slowly. So that's very clever how they've done that. These grips, by the way, are fantastic. They're really comfortable, much better than the Vengeance. See if I can get some for mine. Whoa, 40 kilometers per hour, 43, 45, 46. Let's get up to 50 and then slow it down a bit. my first real trip on this. Feels quite smooth though on the road. So let's have a look at it going around the old dam then. See how it handles on this path, which is not too bumpy, so yeah, it's good. Well, let's switch it up. We haven't tried it without any power on at all, have we? So right, so we're on to a manual bike now, which again is easier. It's lighter than the Vengeance, and it's easier to pedal without any power. Okay, let's give it a try up this little hill here. What we're at the moment, tour. Second gear. It's okay. This is the one I struggle a little bit on the Vengeance. Let's see how this one copes with it. It will go up to climb. Seems to be okay. I think we need it in top gear here. In sport mode. And it's struggling like the old Vengeance. Plenty of pedal power required. Still not so bad in first gear and on sport mode. It gets there. On the Loxley Trail, let's see how much battery power we got left. 24%, and we've done what? We've done 46 kilometers. You do the maths. So handling the relatively smoothish trail at Rivley reasonably well. Too many bumps on here, but it'll feel now. Oh, there's a few roots, and what have we here? I think the Vengeance would be better on this one. Or we're going to cross the stepping stones on the bike. Here we go. Perhaps not. So, in summary then, what do we think? Yes, quite different to the Vengeance. Obviously it's a hybrid. It's supposed to be the best of both worlds, and I think it does achieve that. Obviously you're not going to get the same suspension, and it's not going to handle the bumps as well on the trails. It does a pretty good job, but not as good as a full mountain bike. But on the other hand, there's more power, it's a smoother ride on the road, you get further, and it's definitely an addition, it's a good addition to the family. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then give us a thumbs up, and if you'd like to subscribe, I will do some more reviews. We'll do a proper distance test next, and we'll show you some of the trails in the local area. So until then, take care and happy cycling.